Listen up, there's something you need to know right from the jump. Everything you need to make it is already in you. So many people spend their lives waiting for someone to come along and give them a chance, open a door, or shine a light on them. But let me tell you, real success doesn't start when someone notices you or believes in you. It starts when you notice you. The moment you decide you're enough as you are and that your potential doesn't depend on anyone else, that's when everything changes. You see, we grow up in a world that makes us believe we're only as good as others say we are. We're told that we need a manager, a friend, a partner, or a family member to push us to the next level. And while the people who support us are valuable, they don't hold the keys to our greatness. You're the one who holds the key. If you don't take hold of it and turn the lock, you'll stay right where you are, waiting, wondering, wishing someone would see what you're capable of. The power lies within you, but it's up to you to own it and do something about it. Life isn't about finding the right people to carry you. It's about discovering how to carry yourself. It's about realizing that your skills, your talents, and your dreams have been given to you for a reason. They're not meant for anyone else to act on, they're yours. But here's the thing, if you don't recognize that power, if you don't claim it, then it'll just sit there unused. And unused potential is like buried treasure, valuable but worthless if it's never uncovered. So dig deep, find that fire, let it fuel you. When you rely on someone else to recognize your worth, you're giving away a part of your power. And every time you give away a piece of that power, you're giving someone else control over your life, your decisions, and your future. Instead, take ownership of that power, respect it, and protect it. Because once you see what you're truly capable of, no one can take that knowledge away from you. It's yours, and it's unshakable. The journey to self-reliance starts the moment you stop waiting for validation from others. Stop looking around and start looking within. There's nothing more empowering than realizing you're enough on your own and that you have the skills and grit to build the life you want. So don't look for someone to make things easier. Look for the strength in yourself to make it happen. Because when you do that, you're unstoppable. Strength isn't built when things are easy. It's forged in the fire of hard times. We all want a smooth ride, but the truth is the bumps in the road are what make you strong. And if you're looking for an easy way out every time things get hard, you'll never know the real strength that's hiding inside you. Every challenge, every setback, every disappointment, they're all part of the process. They're the building blocks of resilience. When life gets tough, that's your opportunity to grow. It's not a curse, it's a calling. It's like saying, I'm going to put you through this because I know you're strong enough to handle it. And guess what? Every single time you come out of a struggle, you're stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next one. It's like building muscle. You don't get stronger by lifting the light stuff. You get stronger by pushing yourself to lift what you thought you couldn't. Challenges aren't roadblocks, they're checkpoints. Each one gives you a chance to learn something new about yourself. Maybe you didn't know you could get back up after a tough fall, but you did. Maybe you didn't think you had it in you to keep going after someone let you down, but look at you, you're still standing. Every time you face something hard, you're growing into a person who's ready for even bigger challenges. And the best part, no one can take that strength away from you. Here's the secret to handling the tough times. Don't run from them, and don't wait for someone to pull you out. Face them head on. Embrace them. Because those are the moments that define you. It's easy to be confident when things are going well, but your true strength shows up when things aren't. And when you realize that you're capable of surviving and thriving through the hard times, you gain an unshakable confidence. The strength you build through hardship isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's a strength that no one can see from the outside, but you feel it inside every day. It's the kind of strength that changes the way you walk, talk, and see the world. And it's a strength that makes you unstoppable because you face the worst and come out the other side. So don't shy away from the tough times. Embrace them because they're making you who you were meant to be. In this life, everyone's got an opinion. People are quick to tell you what you should do, what you can't do, and what they think you're capable of. But guess what? None of that matters. The only opinion that counts is your own. And if you spend your life listening to everyone else's thoughts about who you should be, you'll end up lost. True strength comes when you learn to cut out the noise and follow your path. Now, there's nothing wrong with seeking advice or listening to mentors, but you have to make sure that at the end of the day, you're the one in control. Take what works for you and leave the rest, because nobody knows what's best for you better than you. When you start to trust yourself over the noise around you, that's when you find your true direction. Following your path means trusting that inner voice, the voice that tells you to go left when everyone else is going right. The voice that says, I know this might look crazy, but this is where I need to be. People will always understand your journey, and that's okay. It's not their journey to understand, it's yours to live. And if you spend your life trying to make everyone else happy or live up to their expectations, you'll miss out on the real adventure. The truth is, the road to greatness isn't crowded. And that's because most people are too busy following others to find their way. But you're different. You have a vision for your life, a unique purpose, and no one can fulfill it but you. When you start walking down your path, you'll find that the opinions of others matter less and less, because you'll know without a doubt that you're doing what you're meant to do. So if you want to reach your potential, you got to cut out the noise. Stop worrying about who approves or disapproves. Their opinions don't hold any power over you unless you let them. Follow your path, and remember, it's your life, your journey, and no one else's. Nobody's going to hype you up the way you can hype yourself up. We all want support. We all want people rooting for us, but sometimes life doesn't give you that. Sometimes you're the only one who sees the vision. And that's okay. You have to learn how to be your cheerleader. You have to be the one saying, I got this, even when no one else is saying it. Self-reliance starts when you realize you don't need anyone's applause to move forward. The only applause you need is your own. And let's be honest, there are going to be days when you don't feel motivated, when you doubt yourself, when you wonder if you're even on the right track. But that's when you dig deep and remind yourself of your strength. That's when you clap for yourself and say, I'm proud of you for keeping going. When you rely on others for validation, you're giving them power over you. But when you become your cheerleader, that power is all yours. You don't have to wait for someone else to tell you that you're doing a good job. You already know it. Motivation is great, but let me tell you something, it's not going to get you very far if that's all you rely on. Motivation is that feeling that gets you excited for a moment, that makes you want to take on the world, but here's the catch, motivation fades. What doesn't fade, though, is discipline. Discipline is showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation is nowhere to be found. You've got to build habits that keep you pushing forward regardless of how you feel on any given day. Because let's face it, there are going to be days when you don't feel like doing anything. Days when your goals seem far off and you'd rather just quit. But discipline is what gets you out of bed, keeps you in the game, and takes you step by step toward your dreams. It's what separates those who reach their goals from those who don't. Self-reliance means being accountable to yourself. You don't need anyone to push you because you've already committed. And that's what discipline is about, commitment. It's about sticking with it long after the excitement wears off. The disciplined person doesn't wait for motivation to strike. They've built the habit of showing up, doing the work, and grinding through no matter what. When you learn to cultivate discipline, you don't need to rely on fleeting feelings or the approval of others. You have an inner drive that keeps you focused on your goals day in and day out. Discipline becomes your foundation, the thing that holds you steady when everything else is uncertain. And when you've got that, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So forget about waiting for inspiration. Focus on building routines that keep you moving forward no matter how you feel. Because discipline is what brings results, and self-reliance means trusting in that process. You don't need motivation, you need dedication. Let me tell you something about boundaries. They're not just for other people. Boundaries are a way of respecting yourself, of protecting the energy you need to keep going. There are people in your life who will drain you, who will try to pull you down, or even just distract you from what matters. When you're working on self-reliance, you've got to protect your space, your time, and your energy fiercely. Setting boundaries means deciding who and what gets access to you. It's recognizing that your time and attention are valuable, and not everyone deserves a piece of them. You don't need to be available for every call, every event, or every opinion someone has about your life. Boundaries are a way of saying, I respect my journey enough to protect it. It's not selfish, it's necessary. And here's the thing, people who don't respect your boundaries are usually the ones who benefit most from breaking them. They're the ones who want something from you, who want to influence your choices, or who simply don't respect your growth. When you set boundaries, you're choosing to surround yourself only with people and things that add to your journey, not detract from it. That's the real strength. Boundaries also keep you grounded. When you know where you stand, you don't get caught up in drama, distractions, or negativity. You can focus on what matters to you without letting outside influences interfere. Setting boundaries isn't about cutting everyone off. It's about creating a space where you can thrive, where you're in control of who and what affects your mindset and progress. So start drawing those lines and respecting them. Know that you don't need to apologize for protecting your peace. Real strength comes from knowing that not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Set your boundaries, stand by them, and watch how much stronger and more focused you become. Life is going to test you. It's going to throw things your way that you didn't see coming. And the truth is, you're not going to make it through on sheer optimism or luck. What you need is resilience. Resilience is what keeps you moving forward after a setback, what helps you bounce back after a loss, and what gives you the courage to keep going when things get tough. Resilience isn't about ignoring your pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about facing your struggles head on and choosing to move forward despite them. It's about knowing that setbacks don't define you, they refine you. Every failure, every hardship is just another lesson that shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you for what's next. When you rely on yourself, you're building personal resilience. It's not about relying on someone else to lift you or fix things for you. It's about knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. And the more challenges you face and overcome, the stronger that resilience becomes. You start to realize that there's nothing you can't bounce back from, nothing you can't overcome. A resilient mindset doesn't just make you strong in tough times, it changes the way you see the world. You stop seeing challenges as obstacles and you start seeing them as opportunities. Every time you face something hard, you're given a chance to grow. And each time you come through, you're reminded of just how strong you are. That's the beauty of resilience. It shows you your true potential. When you become resilient, you're no longer afraid of the unknown. You don't worry about the what ifs because you trust in your ability to handle whatever comes next. And that's real freedom. That's what self-reliance is all about, trusting yourself to get through anything, to overcome any obstacle, and to keep moving forward no matter what. If you want to be truly self-reliant, you have to take ownership of your life. That means taking responsibility for your actions, your choices, and even your mistakes. When you own up to everything you do, you're claiming your power. You're no longer waiting for someone else to solve your problems or make things right. You're in charge, for better or for worse. Taking ownership means recognizing that your life is the result of your choices. And if you don't like where you are, you have the power to change it. Blaming others, making excuses, or waiting for circumstances to improve won't get you anywhere. Ownership is about stepping up and saying, I'm responsible for where I am and I'm responsible for where I'm going. That's self-reliance in action. When you take ownership, you're not afraid of mistakes. You see them as learning experiences, as stepping stones on the growth path. Instead of getting stuck in regret or wishing things were different, you learn from your past and make better choices moving forward. Ownership isn't about being perfect. It's about being accountable. It's about knowing that you have control over your life and using that control wisely. Owning your life also means letting go of the need for approval. You don't need anyone else's permission to go after your dreams, to make a change, or to do what's best for you. You have the right to make decisions based on what feels right to you, and you don't owe anyone an explanation. When you take ownership, you're choosing to live life on your terms. So start taking responsibility for where you are and where you're going. Don't wait for someone to show you the way, find it yourself. Because when you own your life, you're not just building a future, you're building strength, resilience, and the kind of confidence that only comes from knowing you're in control. Let me tell you something, no one knows your journey like you do, and no one has the insight into your life that you have. You were given instincts for a reason, and if you want to become truly self-reliant, you need to learn to trust them. Too often we look outside ourselves for guidance, for someone to tell us we're on the right path or doing the right thing. But the reality is, your instincts are your compass, they're your internal guide. And when you learn to trust them, you'll find a strength and clarity that no one else can provide. Our instincts often come in whispers of feeling a gut reaction, a hunch, but we're so used to second-guessing ourselves that we ignore those inner signals. Maybe it's because we're afraid of making a mistake, or maybe it's because we think someone else knows better. But here's the truth, no one knows better. If you quiet the noise and listen to what's within, you'll find that your instincts will lead you in the right direction. Self-reliance means trusting yourself even when no one else does. It means having the courage to follow that inner voice, especially when it leads you off the beaten path. When you listen to your instincts, you're more in tune with what truly matters to you. You start making decisions that align with your values, your purpose, and your dreams. And with each decision, you build confidence in your ability to navigate life's uncertainties. Trusting your instincts also means accepting the outcomes, whether they're what you expected or not. Self-reliance isn't about being right all the time. It's about being true to yourself. And the more you trust that inner compass, the stronger it gets. So don't look outside for validation or direction. Tune into the wisdom within you. It's been there all along, just waiting for you to listen. Self-reliance isn't just about charging forward. It's also about knowing when to pause, reflect, and assess. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth. And it's one of the most important habits you can develop on your journey to self-reliance. When you take time to reflect, you're allowing yourself to understand your experiences, learn from your choices, and become more aware of your strengths and areas for growth. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle, always moving from one goal to the next. But without self-reflection, you miss out on the chance to see the bigger picture. Reflection allows you to recognize patterns in your life, understand what's working and what's not, and make adjustments to stay aligned with your purpose. It's like taking a step back to look at the map instead of wandering blindly forward. Self-reflection also helps you become more resilient. When you understand yourself deeply, you're less likely to be shaken by external challenges. You know your values, your motivations, and your strengths so you can face difficulties with a clear sense of purpose. Self-reflection is a way of grounding yourself, of reconnecting with who you are, especially in times of doubt or uncertainty. And here's the beauty of self-reflection. It's something no one else can do for you. It's an entirely personal process, one that builds self-reliance and inner strength. The more you understand yourself, the more equipped you are to face life's ups and downs. So make time for reflection, look within, assess, learn, and grow, in the end, that self-awareness becomes one of your greatest assets. One of the most liberating aspects of self-reliance is realizing that you don't have to live up to anyone else's idea of success. Society has a way of defining success in terms of wealth, status, or appearance, but none of those things will make you feel fulfilled if they're not what truly matters to you. Real strength comes from defining success on your terms and from setting goals that reflect who you are and what you want to achieve. When you rely on yourself, you're no longer chasing someone else's dream. You're following your path, pursuing what makes you feel alive, what gives your life meaning. This kind of success isn't measured by anyone else's standards. It's measured by your sense of accomplishment and joy. And here's the thing, when you define success on your terms, the journey becomes so much more rewarding. Redefining success requires honesty with yourself. It means asking yourself what matters and being willing to pursue it, even if it doesn't look impressive to others. Maybe success for you is about personal growth, making a difference, or simply finding peace. Whatever it is, own it. And remember, success isn't about reaching a destination, it's about living a life that's true to who you are. When you stop chasing someone else's version of success, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure. You're no longer competing with others or trying to keep up with expectations that don't resonate with you. You're free to walk your path at your own pace. And that's one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. So set your standards, define your success, and live a life that's authentic to you. In the pursuit of self-reliance, it's important to let go of the need for perfection. We're often told that we need to be flawless to succeed, but the truth is your imperfections are what make you unique. They're part of your story, your journey, and your strength. Real self-reliance means embracing those imperfections and seeing them as stepping stones rather than obstacles. When you focus on perfection, you set yourself up for disappointment. Perfection is an illusion that doesn't exist. And every time you chase it, you're denying yourself the chance to grow from your experiences, to learn from your mistakes, and to accept yourself fully. Embracing your imperfections is a powerful act of self-acceptance, one that allows you to move forward with confidence no matter where you are on your journey. Self-reliance isn't about being perfect. It's about being resilient. It's about being willing to try, fail, learn, and try again. Your imperfections are a testament to the fact that you're human, that you're evolving, and that you're brave enough to face challenges head on. And here's the truth. The people who achieve the most are often the ones who failed the most. They're the ones who didn't let their imperfections stop them. They used them as fuel to keep going. When you embrace your imperfections, you also let go of the fear of judgment. You realize that you don't need to appear flawless to be worthy. You're worthy just as you are with all your strengths and flaws. This acceptance gives you the freedom to take risks, to put yourself out there and to pursue your dreams without holding back. So embrace your imperfections. They're a crucial part of your story, and they're what make you beautiful unapologetically. Self-reliance isn't just about having big dreams. It's about showing up every day and putting in the work to make those dreams a reality. And one of the most important aspects of self-reliance is consistency. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who fall short. It's not about doing extraordinary things occasionally. It's about doing ordinary things consistently. Every day, every small effort builds upon the last. It may not seem like much at first, but over time, those small actions add up to something big. Consistency is what builds a solid foundation, one that can withstand the ups and downs of life. When you're consistent, you're laying bricks every day, creating a structure that's strong enough to support your dreams. Consistency also teaches you discipline. When you show up day after day, even when it's hard, you're training yourself to stay committed. It's easy to start something with enthusiasm, but it's a different story to stick with it when the excitement fades. But that's where true strength lies, in staying committed, even when it's not glamorous, even when no one is watching. And here's the thing, consistency doesn't mean you have to be perfect. You're going to have days when you fall short, but it's about getting back up and staying focused on the long game. Every small step forward counts. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who show up consistently and who stay in the game no matter what. So build your foundation one day at a time and trust that every effort is taking you closer to your goal. You can't be strong and self-reliant if you're running on empty. Too often we equate self-reliance with pushing ourselves to the limit, but real strength comes from knowing to rest, recharge. And take care of yourself. Self-care isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the foundation that allows you to keep going, to stay focused, and to handle whatever comes your way. When you take time to care for yourself, you're acknowledging that your well-being matters. You're not relying on anyone else to tell you it's okay to rest or to permit you to take a break. Self-reliance means recognizing when you need to slow down and doing what's necessary to keep yourself in balance. Let me leave you with this. Self-reliance isn't about going alone. It's about knowing you're enough to handle whatever comes your way. It's about building strength, discipline, and resilience so that no matter what life throws at you, you stand steady and confident in who you are and what you're capable of. When you stop waiting for others to see your value, when you rely on the power within yourself, you unlock a potential that no one can take away from you. Self-reliance is a journey. It's filled with challenges and moments that test your resolve, but each step makes you stronger. Every boundary you set, every lesson you learn, every obstacle you overcome is all shaping you into the person you were meant to be. And as you go forward, remember that this journey is yours and yours alone. You don't need anyone to validate you, to carry you, or to light your path. You're already equipped with everything you need to make it. So trust yourself, keep going, and know that the strength you seek is already within you.